Very well, Council. You may call your witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Commissioners. I call Mrs. Fatou Lamin Faye.
I swear by the Almighty Allah.
I swear by the Almighty Allah.
That the evidence I shall give to this commission.
That the evidence that I shall give to this commission.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing.
And nothing.
But the truth.
But the truth.
So help me Allah.
So help me Allah.
You can wait for the instruction.
Could you kindly state your names, please?
My name is Fatou Lamin Faye.
Where do you live?
I live in Brusubi.
What work are you doing at the moment, Mrs. Faye?
I'm not doing any work. I'm a private citizen.
Sorry, you are?
A private citizen.
Would you like to sit down?
Yes.
Please do sit down. You were a public servant? You were in public service?
Yes, I was a minister.
You were a minister. Can you tell us during what period you were a minister?
From September 2004 to January 2017.
What portfolios did you hold during this period?
Minister of Education from 2004 to 2007. And Minister of Business to 2017.
When, before you became minister, what did you do?
I was the director at the Gambia Technical Training Institute.
GTTI?
Yes.
For how long?
For about 2 years.
3 years?
2 years, yes, ma'am.
And before that, were you still in public service?
Before that, I worked at the Directorate of Technical Education. And I started from agriculture, actually, in 1974. And I left the Ministry of Agriculture in 1978 and joined the Ministry of Education under the Directorate of Technical Education and Vocational Training from 1980 to 1996, when I left and went on training, came back and stayed with the ministry until 2000. And from 2000, I joined TANGO, the Association of Non-Governmental Organizations, for a year. In 2001, I moved to the GTTI to understudy the director there then, and took over in September 2002, and I left again in 2004 to become minister.
During your tenure as minister, how many accounts were you signatory to?
I was signatory to the mobilization account in government. That was the only one.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Yes.
As Minister of Education, were you signatory to any of your accounts at the ministry?
No, ma'am.
Why did you become signatory to the mobilization account?
It was a special assignment that was given to us, and it was opened by my colleagues. And then when they moved out of office, I was directed to be a signatory to that account in 2013.
It was opened by which colleagues?
We had Dr. Njoguba and Mr. Mamburinjai and Honorable Fatou Lamin Faye, the former Minister of Tourism and Culture. And it was after Dr. Njoguba left that I became a signatory to the account together with Mr. Mumudu Sabali.
I'm just going to show you an exhibit, BB70, for you to confirm that this is you, and you have said you're the signatory. Just confirm that this account opening package reflects you and your signature. That's you?
Yes, that's me.
And you became a signatory in 2013?
Yes, please.
Now, you said it was a special assignment. What special assignment?
It was the visit of the president, the then president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that was coming here for a state visit. And we were asked to be part of the organizing committee then. And
I'm sure you will agree. I'm sure you will agree that there were other state visits before then. There must have been other state visits before this visit of the President of Nigeria.
Yes, that is the visit of President Maindu, but I was not in country when it happened.
During the whole period you were minister, I'm sure there were other heads of state as well, before even the President of Taiwan. So I'm trying to understand why ministers of state would become signatory to an account. You would agree that's an operational matter?
Ma'am, I believe it depends on the nature of the assignment. Because I am not a signatory to any of the accounts under my ministry. And because I am asked to chair an organizing committee or a finance committee, I'm expected to retire the funds that have been put into that activity at the end of the exercise.
You're saying it depends on the nature of the assignment. Are you aware of any government rule that would allow you as minister to sign checks and be dealing with cash, public cash?
I have not been opportune to see that, but I know that in my appointment letter, under the responsibilities, I am told that the assignment that is given to me, the assignments can be varied or revoked at any time by the person that appointed me.
And that's the president?
Yes, no.
And you understood that as including anything at all?
Not really. I understood it as being given assignments to coordinate activities that require control of funds, and I'm expected to retire because I'm told that at the end of the exercise I should retire the funds that are given so that the president knows how the funds were disbursed.
What appointment letter are you talking about?
My ministerial appointment letter.
Your ministerial appointment letter?
Yes. Under those responsibilities.
You were appointed as minister. In that letter, what were you appointed as?
As Minister of Basic and Secondary Education. That's the last one I have.
And did it say anything about organizing?
No, it didn't say that. What it said.
Yes.
Sorry. It said, and I quote, under my responsibilities, that my responsibilities include the responsibilities hereby assigned to you may at any time be varied or revoked by me in accordance with the provisions of Section 72(1) of the Constitution.
And you are not reading that in terms, don't you think, let me just rephrase, don't you think that is within the context of the portfolio that has been given to you?
Yes.
That you may be given any other portfolio?
Yes.
Did you consider this mobilization, managing a mobilization account, as a portfolio?
It wasn't a portfolio because the mobilization account was created, to my knowledge, to lodge funds that are provided by the Ministry of Finance for national events.
Exactly. Now, Ministry of Finance has a permanent secretary, and you have an accountant general. You also have your own permanent secretaries, and directors, who were accounting officers for millions, including project funds. So, do you think all those people were not competent to handle an operational matter like arranging, visiting, state visits?
They are very competent, but this is an assignment that is given to me and others directly within cabinet. And as such, we are asked to retire those funds at the end of the activity, and that is what brought us into signing the checks.
Right. Don't you think any assignment that you have been given has to be consistent with the laws of the Gambia in relation to the management of public funds?
Ma'am, yes, I believe so, but at the same time, I think the most important thing is to be able to account for the funds that are given to you. And for me to have control over those funds, I have to be involved in them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the laws provide that as far as public funds are concerned, only the accountant general can be paymaster general, can be also the overall accountant of government funds. That didn't matter.
It does, but the nature of our appointments vary from that of, for example, my permanent secretary. My permanent secretary was appointed through the Public Service Commission. I was appointed directly by the president. And when he tells me that you chair this activity, the organization of this activity, and make sure that you retire the funds at the end of the exercise, I think the easiest thing for me, and for me to be able to keep track of where the funds are going, is for me to be part of the process itself.
I see. All right, I hear what you're saying. You, as a member of that committee, during the period that you were signatory, received about how much? Did you keep account of that? How much was paid from Central Bank into that account whilst you were the signatory?
Whilst I was the signatory, the Goodluck Jonathan's visit, for the Goodluck Jonathan's visit, there was $3,084,360 is paid into that account, which was coordinated at the level of the Office of the President.
For which period you said?
In 2013.
Yes. And thereafter another?
There was another $22,200,000 that was paid into the account in 2016.
So in total, during this period that you were signatory, you managed 25 million?
I managed the 22,200,000. For the 3,084,360, I was only a signatory. I had just come on board, and the funds were being coordinated because checks were brought to me from the Office of the President by the Secretary, who was responsible for the coordination, the Secretary to the task force, who was then the Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Office of the President.
So what are you saying about the 3 million? I still don't understand. You were issuing checks with regard to those 3 million?
They brought the checks for me to sign.
Yes.
And I signed the checks together with whoever a signatory was during the period. And it may be Honorable Fatou Lamin Faye.
Did you check?
I tried to monitor the payments, but the receipts that I have, the documents that I have, had my signature alone on it as a fallback position. I was expecting that a report will be submitted at the end of the visit, but I didn't receive a copy, because normally the reports are submitted to the Office of the President.
What reports?
The financial statements of the funds that are provided.
On the 7th of November 2013, $3,084,360 were paid. At the time, Mamadou Sabali and yourself were signatories to the account. Yes. You are saying that you did not keep track of the 3 million. What you did was to keep track of the 22 million.
I kept track of the 22 million.
Not the 3 million.
The 3 million, I signed some of the checks, if not all of them.
So you're saying you are not in a position to account for it?
I think the person that should account for that one is from the Office of the President, because they were coordinating all the activities. And they were the ones that requested also for the funds.
But you were signing the checks?
Yes, I wasn't signing alone. I was signing with
Mr. Sabali.
Mr. Sabali, yes. or Fatou Lamin Faye.
But that still makes you responsible, don't you think so? You were authorizing, in other words, you were authorizing the withdrawal of funds from the central bank,
yes.
from the mobilization account,
yes.
together with Mr. Sabali.
Yes.
So I'm sure, as a very experienced public servant, that tells you that you would have to be accountable.
That was why I was trying to keep track of those funds, and I have copies of some of them, some of the receipts and the invoices, but it was when I signed, but the second signatory was not there. For me, I was expecting that the report will be submitted at the end of the exercise so that I get a copy. And that is why when we had the next assignment, we decided to put in place mechanisms to be able to really keep track of the funds and retire the funds.
So you're saying that even as at that time, you didn't have the documents to account for the 3 million?
I have some of them, but the signatories, I was the only signatory on it. The second signatory was in there, and these were taken away. And I was hoping that at the end of the exercise, they will bring a report, a copy of the report to me, which I didn't. I followed up.
I heard you. What I want to understand, Mrs. Faye, is whether there are any documents in existence accounting for the 3 million owed.
I don't have the whole of the 3 million.
All right. All right. Let's put that aside for the moment. What about the 22,200,000?
For the 22,200,000, The approved budget was 22,160,897.08, and the Ministry of Finance rounded it up to 22,200,000.
Are you able to account for that sum?
Yes.
Fully account?
Fully account for the sum. Actually, when the amount was paid into the account on the 28th of July, there was an opening balance of 258,944.42 butus.
Okay.
The Guarantee Trust Bank donated 50,000.
That's fine. We have the statements. All we want is for you to be able to account for monies that came in from the Consolidated Revenue Fund.
Yes, I'm giving you the total sum of what was in the account before we started disbursing it.
I see it. As I said, I have the statement and I see it. What we are interested in this commission is public funds.
Yes.
We note that there were donations into the account. So do you have the documents to account for the 22,200,000?
I did, and I submitted a copy to the investigators.
What you are having is that the original copies?
These are not the original copies because those had to be submitted to the Office of the President.
All right. Do you want to have admitted the folder that you sent to the investigators?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give Mrs. Faye this folder, please? Can you confirm that these are the supporting documents you wish to rely on with regard to the 22,200,000?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you receive it? What visit was this? The 22,200,000. What was it intended for, by the way?
It was for the celebration of the 22nd July anniversary.
Of 2013?
Of 2016.
Of 2016, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I'm applying to have the bundle of documents in this folder admitted as from the witness as her supporting documents for the 22,200,000. Can you give the folder to the... It's here, this folder. Give it to the chairman.
file concerning approved budget for the 22nd anniversary celebrations of the July 22nd revolution as it relates to the mobilization account at Guarantee Trust Bank and containing related documents, that is to say, receipts, checks, vouchers, etc. Admitted, marked MS 56.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mrs. Faye, 22,200,000 is an extremely large sum of money. Was it budgeted? Was it in the budget, national budget?
Well, I wouldn't know that. I know that there's a budget line at the Ministry of Finance for the celebration of national events. So what the Ministry of Finance has, I don't know. What I do know is the funds were provided and paid into the account.
You didn't find out whether there was a budget? You are not interested to find out whether it was actually coming from the budget?
Well, I don't think that was for me to find out.
It wasn't for you to find out?
It was a budget that was approved, that was looked at by the organizing committee, sent to the president for approval, and he approved it. And from the office of the president, they wrote to the Ministry of Finance to request for those funds, and the funds were paid into the account.
Do you know whether it was a supplementary appropriation or it was part of the budget for 2016? That's what I want to know.
I wouldn't know that.
You didn't find out? You didn't know?
I didn't find that out.
The 3 million amount, the 3 million, what was that for?
The 3 million?
Yes, 084.
It was for the visit of President Goodluck Jonathan of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2013.
All right. The folder that you have submitted will be reviewed, and you may be asked to come back if we have any questions on that folder.
Okay.
And with regard to the $3,084,360, I suggest you probably consult with Mr. I'm just suggesting, it's up to you, with Mr. Mamadou Sabali, to see how best you can account for those funds. And if you do need any assistance with documents that may be with government, let us know. Let the Secretariat know.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
I don't have any further questions for Mr. Chairman, for Mrs. Faye.
Thank you, Madam. You may leave.
I call Mr. Mamadou Sabal.
I think that's the only one I call, Madam.
Indeed.